Does your grandma have that secret sauce? You know what I'm talking about. The good stuff. And if not, you've probably been to that place that has the secret sauce. And you love it. Unless you're a dry rub kind of person, and then I'm not talking to you. I like the secret sauce. I like my food just like I like my life to be saucy. But really, the secret sauce, what is it about? That sauce. Now, I don't know your grandmother, I don't know your favorite restaurant, but I do remember when McDonald's came out with the Big Mac. And I loved the Big Mac. And I would eat it, and I thought, this isn't ketchup. This isn't just some ketchup-mayonnaise combination. What is the secret sauce that I want oozing out of my processed patties? Well, I still don't know what it is. Sometimes I think it's just Thousand Island dressing. I don't know. But it's a secret sauce that I want. We could talk about Taco Bell and the cheesy gordita crunch, by which I got an email yesterday that came out with it's almost gone. The double stuffed cheesy gordita crunch. Where's Nathan Springer? I need to talk to him about some Taco Bell. Well, that secret sauce is so good. And I have no idea what it is. You know what it probably is? Probably some simple two-step formula to create this magnificent sauce. And so I look at that cheesy gordita crunch, I look at that Big Mac, and I look at the sauces that are found within, and I honestly think, could it be that easy? McDonald's, did you really just put Thousand Island dressing from the local Kroger onto a patty? Yes. Taco Bell, did you really take two ingredients, mix it together, and call it brand new? Yeah. The formula might be that easy. And sometimes it's hard for us to accept a simple formula that could create something so great. In Philippians chapter 4, I think there is a simple formula. You're welcome. That might look easy, and it might be great for you in your life. Because here's what I think about each one of us today. We all want to be better, don't we? We want to take that one step closer to God this morning. Amen? Amen. And if you don't, I hope you wake up this morning, and I hope you make a choice to take that one step closer to our God this morning. And I think we can do it if we look at the Philippians formula today. Turn to Philippians chapter 4, and we're going to examine that formula of taking steps to be better. And on the outset, it may look easy, but let me give you a warning. Sometimes the easiest things are the hardest to put into practice. But if we can put these easy steps into practice, it might bring about a great change. Remember what the Wednesday devotional was? Minor changes, major impacts. I think the Philippians formula could have that impact in your life if you're willing to put it into practice. Let's look at it. Number one. First and foremost, we must live like heaven is our home. Point blank and period. Notice in the text in Philippians chapter 4, verse 3. He's speaking about two specific people. He said, yes, Paul rather speaking, yes, I ask you also, true companion, help these women, the people who are disagreeing. Help these women who've labored side by side with me in the gospel together with Clement and the rest of my fellow workers. Notice this next description. Whose names are in the book of life. We read about the book of life in Revelation. The Lamb's book of life, within which are all the names that will be with God in eternity. And then skip down to verse 5. Let your reasonableness be known to everyone. Why? The Lord is at hand. And now I know I'm stopping in the middle of a sentence. Sometimes we fall victim of that in our Bible study. There probably shouldn't be a verse separator here. The Lord is at hand. Therefore, don't be anxious about anything, but in everything with prayer and supplication, let your requests be made known to God. That's the full sentence. But I want us to catch that first phrase. God is coming. He's going to send his son Jesus. Jesus is coming back to earth. Is everybody listening? He is. And let's be ready for it. The Philippians formula is this. Live like heaven is your home. How challenging might that be? You know, in the pursuit of peace, which I think of images like this. I saw a video illustration this past week, And in the video illustration, a mother wakes up at 6:30, the alarm clock is buzzing. She slaps it but misses the first time. And then she slaps it and actually gets it the second time. And she fumbles and stumbles, as I do every morning, to go to the shower, to get the shower, to get dressed, to make it down the stairs, eyes half open, and the coffee is percolating, and I love using that word anytime I can. So the coffee's percolating right there in the kitchen, and then she's getting the lunchbox ready. The husband comes down, leaving to work. She gets the kids in the car, drives the car to work, or drives the kids to school, then goes to work, then has a job meeting, then gets her stuff to take home to pick up the kids, to come back, and then she cooks dinner, then she gives the kids a bath, and then she goes to sleep at night absolutely exhausted. And then guess what happens the next day? The same thing. And so the video illustration does this time and time and time and time again. And all of a sudden, the last moment, the buzzer goes off. She's not there. Why? Because she decided this morning she'd walk outside early, sit in her swing, already drinking her coffee in prayer with the Lord. And in that video illustration, I thought, wow, that is so peaceful. Isn't that nice? Getting your day started off with the Lord. You know, I think about Paul when he's writing this letter to the Philippians. Isn't it great to know that he's sitting on that chair, sipping on that warm drink? Everything's going great with his life. He's at peace. And he can write wonderful statements like this, doesn't he? No. Actually, not at all. He'd been preaching the gospel, was arrested, probably abused and beaten, put in prison, under shackles, a prisoner in chains. And then he writes these words. How can it be? How can it be that a man with those circumstances can write and say these things? It's because he's living like heaven is his home. He can make statements like Philippians chapter 1, verse 21. Whether I live or die, it doesn't matter. Because for me to live is Christ, but to die is gain. So whether I go away and I'm at home with the Lord, that's a great thing and I win. But if I stay here and I'm with you and I can help out in ministry, I win. Why? Because I'm living like heaven is my home. Look at Philippians chapter 3. The first 11 verses, Paul says, I gave up everything and I counted them as loss so that I may attain the surpassing worth of knowing Christ Jesus and the power of his resurrection. Verses 8 through 11. He's living like heaven is his home. My friends, when we live like heaven is our home, we can rise above the struggle and live like the Savior. Paul showed it to us, and now it's up to us to put it into practice. The Philippians formula begins with me living like heaven is my home. And it moves on to this. If I'm living like heaven is my home, I am praying like God is a friend. Living like heaven is my home allows me to get my mind set up above the struggles of life to where the Savior is, and I recognize that God is my friend. Notice in the text, we read verse 5. Let your reasonableness be known to everyone. Why? The Lord is at hand. Therefore, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. I don't know what prayer is like for you in your life. Sometimes people are afraid to pray. Most likely because God is a stranger. It's hard to talk to people you don't know very well, isn't it? It's hard to get that first word out of your mouth. And if you do, your heart is pounding and you're a little bit nervous and you don't really know exactly what you ought to say, how you ought to say it, because that individual is foreign to you. If that's what God is like, I want to encourage you just to start praying today like God is your friend. Like He's a best friend. Like He's a friend that knows you better than you know yourself. Like He's a friend that loves you even when you're unreasonable. Like He's a friend who cares for you and wants the best for you no matter what. That's our God. The Philippians formula tells us, no matter what our circumstance, if we live like heaven is our home, we can be with the Savior, viewing God as our friend. Therefore, don't be anxious, but in everything by prayer and supplication. Notice the words. Paul says, in everything. In all situations. In all circumstances. I cannot sit here and explain to you the will of God. I know it was read in Colossians chapter 1 that we may know what is the will of God. Well, sometimes it's a little bit cloudy to me. I know what God's will is for me to be saved, but I don't know what God's will is in every single circumstance and specific situation. But I know this, that no matter what is happening in my life, I can pray like God is a friend. He hears and He knows. And He'll give me and connect with me what I need to succeed in this life. Are you living out the Philippians formula? Living like heaven is my home. Praying like God is my friend, so that I can think about these things. Notice the flow of the text. We talked about the Lord is at hand in verse 5, and so that we're not anxious about anything, but praying to God in everything, and so that we can attempt to have the peace of God, which is absolutely beyond our understanding. So we get to verse 8, finally. If I'm living like heaven is my home, I'm praying like God is my friend, this will allow me to think about these things. Notice the flow of the text. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there's anything worthy of praise, think on these things. The Philippians formula tells me, live like heaven is my home, pray like God is my friend, and think about these things. I can't change my thoughts by accident. It's impossible. For me to have good thoughts takes choice and intentionality. You can't live your life as a Christian on accident. It takes choice and intentionality. You can't take that step closer to God and become like Paul, a man who was mired in terrible circumstances and situations, but it didn't bother him because he knew the Philippians formula. Living like heaven is his home, and it was. Praying as if God is his friend, and He is. And thinking about these things. How do you rise above your circumstances to take a step closer to God? You choose to intentionally think about these things that are true. Heaven is your home if you're a Christian. God is your friend. He loves you. That is honorable, not impure, not lust, not malice, not anger, not wrath. But I choose what is honorable, what is just, what is pure, what is lovely, what is commendable, what would be commended and respected by all people. Why? Because I'm choosing to be that way. That's the Philippians formula. And if I can do these things, I can rise above my circumstances. I can see the Savior, and I can be more like the Savior. And isn't that the goal of everybody here this morning? So if we can help you out in any way in doing that, we want to create change. God wants to create change. Remember the Philippians formula. It might be the secret sauce that can change your life, putting simple steps into practice. Because it is true, minor changes create a major impact. If you're a family person, turn the television off for 5 minutes and pray to God. If you drive to work, turn the radio off for just a few moments and sing a song. No one hears you. God does, and He loves you. If you're an individual living on your own, go ask somebody to eat lunch. Maybe a widow, maybe a shut-in that you can bake something for and take it to them and just talk for a few moments. I don't know your specific circumstances, but I know that these minor changes could have a major impact on your soul in eternity. God wants to create change. Here's my question. Will you let Him? Put the Philippians formula into practice. It just might happen. If you need to be forgiven of sin, that might be your first step to change. We can do that. God can do that. We can help you. If you need to become a Christian and let God save your life, we can help you. God can do that. You can respond to the gospel, meet Christ in His death, rise and walk in newness of life, just as Romans 6 talks about. If we can help you in any way, let me know. You stand and sing together.